Octi-Evil is the fifth episode of Season 1 of the Powerpuff Girls, the classic version. It first aired on Cartoon Network in the United States on December 2nd, 1998. The city of Townsville is under siege by a three-headed snake beast. Though the Powerpuff Girls are quick to dispatch the offending beast, Blossom gets mad at Buttercup for disobeying her. Buttercup denies throwing the beast so hard at Blossom that it results in an unnecessary collateral damage to the building's area. Buttercup comes to think that Blossom is bossing her around for no real reason. Their bickering upsets Bubbles, making her hide in her bedroom and cry. None of, none of the girls has a clue that their activities are being remotely monitored by a force embittered by the girls' otherwise heroic acts. It's him upset at the, the Powerpuff Girls' knack for victory against Townsville, as well as their passion to to oppose it. As so often, him is sickened by their heroism until he watches Bubbles crying and talking to her beloved stuffed octopus doll named Octi. This gives him an evil idea. Back at home, Blossom and Buttercup continue arguing while Bubbles shelters herself away into her room again. Him grabs his microphone and speaks into her, posing as the voice of Octi. An unsuspecting Bubbles is surprised at first, but then she simply cries her heart out. Him acts kind and understanding, winning Bubbles' trust in the process. As he talks to her, he suggests his own opinions, including that Blossom is too bossy for her own good and that Buttercup should be leading the forces that are the Powerpuff Girls. The next day, when trouble arises from a giant monster resembling a turtle, Blossom orders Bubbles to leave Octi behind. Him convinces Bubbles into changing Blossom's authority and leadership style. After seeing an attack pattern fail, Bubbles, per Octi's suggestions, suggests to Buttercup that she should do what she wants to do and not follow Blossom's instructions, which Buttercup happily accepts. Having earned Bubbles' trust, him worsens the relationship between Blossom and Buttercup while forcing his opinions on Bubbles. This leads to an impetuous act of is usurpation involving the destruction of a nearby water tower, the near death of a citizen with limited mobility, and the somewhat reckless defeat of the monster. Blossom and Buttercup's disputes over reckless behavior and allegedly poor leadership erupt into physical combat, only to be quelled by the angry professor, giving them a warning to separate them. Meanwhile, Bubbles is in, brought to more tears until him reveals himself as Octi turns red and grows to gigantic size. He reveals to her that Blossom and Buttercup's fighting resulted from her naivete. Not only does she believe that her toys could really talk, but she is willing to obey whatever instructions they provide. This revelation is revelation of exploiting fuels Bubbles' pursuit of him as he is destroying Townsville only to be immobilized. Upon hearing Bubbles' cries for help, Blossom and Buttercup dart into the city to help, but they are stalled by the hostility between them. It is not until they hear their sister cry out in distress that they put aside their differences and rescue her. Excuse me. They work together to fight the Octi monster, restoring the peace between them and defeating him. As Blossom and Buttercup apologize to each other, they conclude that as often as internal differences may arise between each other, they should not let it get so bad that it interferes with their mission, even if it means that Bubbles is there to remind them of that. This episode has one moral, and that is arguing will get you nowhere. It's best to work together. The monster, which appears in the beginning of this episode, resembles a hydra, a real reptile like creature with multiple heads. This episode never explains how Bubbles gets Octi back. This is the first time Blossom and Buttercup have argued. They eventually argue again in Three Girls and a Monster. It is also the first instance of the girls turning against each other in general. Other examples of this are in A Very Special Blossom and Simeon Says. Chronologically, the first time the girls argue is in the Powerpuff Girls movie. This is